Genius billionaire, playboy, and philanthropist Tony Stark goes to Afghanistan, gets targeted by his own weapons, kidnapped, and dragged to a cave in the middle of the desert. In the attack, he's hurt pretty bad, so his new buddy Yinsen makes him an electromagnet to keep the shrapnel lodged in his chest from killing him. His captors force him to build a big scary rocket, but instead he makes himself some snazzy armor and gets the heck out of there. Our homie Yinsen dies in the escape. Once he gets back home, Tony realizes his lifetime buddy is a major jerk, tells his company to stop making weapons, and takes care of his buddy Rhodey. Oh, and he tells the whole world that he's an Iron Man. Dr. Bruce Banner, a super smart dude, is trying to replicate an experiment from World War II that could supposedly make super soldiers. His experiment fails and he gets whacked upside the head with extreme amounts of gamma radiation, giving him the ability to turn into a super strong, super dumb, super green version of himself known as the Hulk whenever he gets angry. The government finds out about this and tries to weaponize the Hulk, and Banner doesn't like that. For a while he tries to cure himself, but after multiple battles with the army, he gives up and eventually learns how to control his transformation instead of stopping it altogether. Okay, for some reason this movie is just way too complicated. Basically, Tony Stark starts dying, an old rival of Tony's dad tries to kill him, he gets a new assistant who turns out to work for a super secret, super spy agency with a super long name, meets the director of this super secret spy agency and his second-hand man, and finally kisses his former assistant turned CEO, Pepper Potts, on a roof after blowing up some baddies. Oh, and he also invents a new element that keeps him from dying. Thor, son of Odin, Norse god of thunder, man with the luscious locks, and heir to the throne of Asgard. As he prepares to ascend to the throne, frost giants come and mess some stuff up. Once they leave, Thor is heated. He takes his crew, including his emo little brother Loki, to the planet of the frost giants to wreck their stuff. Odin is not happy about that and drives them back to Asgard like the grumpy dad he is. As punishment, he banishes Thor to Earth and casts a spell on his magical hammer. Basically, Thor can't pick it up until he's worthy again. So Thor is shunned to Earth, and through the dope people he meets there, learns the magic of friendship, also that he likes coffee. Meanwhile, back on Asgard, Loki discovers he's adopted, and also that he's really a frost giant. Weak, Odin falls into a deep sleep, descriptively called the Odin sleep. Loki, the kind dude that he is, takes the throne and extends Thor's banishment, then sends a death robot after him. Thor defeats the death robot, goes back to Asgard, and reveals Loki's plan to take the throne forever, using the magical portal called the Bifrost to destroy the frost giant's planet. Thor destroys the portal, Loki falls off the side of his own planet, and Odin wakes up with just enough time to save Thor. Flashback to 1942. Steve Rogers is a scrawny kid from Brooklyn with a heart of gold who never gives up. His best friend, Bucky, has joined the army to fight in the dangerous war that lurks ahead. He also wants to join the army, except he's got about every single medical problem in the book, and they won't let him. A super neato doctor overhears Steve telling Bucky about how much he wants to join the military, and the doctor says, "Yeah, alright, get in here." He's been recruited as a part of a super secret soldier experiment that the army is conducting because of how pure-hearted he is. Meanwhile, in Germany, Nazi officer Schmidt and his sidekick, Dr. Zola, harness the power from a mysterious blue cube called the Tesseract. Back at the base, our nifty doctor subjects Steve to the experiment. After being injected with a serum and being dosed with Vita Rays, Steve comes out of a machine as a total hunk. He's taller, more muscular, and sweatier than he was before. Though people see him mostly as a performer, he lifts the spirits of America, giving people hope during the war. He fights some Nazis, loses Bucky after falls off a train, fights Schmidt, who has a serious sunburn now and goes by Red Skull, then plunges into the Arctic with the Tesseract in a ship to stop a big boom that could destroy the world. He wakes up 70 years later in New York City because the ice preserved him or something, and Nick Fury's all like, "Hey." At the Pegasus headquarters, a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are studying the Tesseract, along with Eric Selvig. But then Loki shows up, pulls a swiper, uses his mysterious staff to hypnotize Hawkeye, a guy with a bow, and then yeets out of there, blowing the place up. Nick Fury then begins assembling the Avengers, a group of superheroes who he thinks can stop Loki. Captain America is hired to go and stop Loki from roasting some folks in Germany. Black Widow goes and finds the Hulk in a remote location, and Iron Man shows up in Germany to help Cap and Black Widow. They capture Loki, but then a mega-cheesed Thor shows up to fight him, and some problems ensue. They all made up on the helicarrier, a big plane thing that Nick Fury owns, and Loki does some mind games and the Hulk starts freaking out. Uh-oh. Some stuff happens, and Loki and Hypno-Selfig use the Tesseract to open a big old portal above New York that an alien army comes out of. The Avengers, now with Hawkeye, fight back, and Iron Man throws a nuke through the portal. They all eat shawarma, and Loki goes to jail on Asgard. The Tesseract is also now stored there.